What's up, guys? I'm starting this vlog a little bit later in the day. It's Sunday and I'm gonna center this vlog mostly around my tips for setting yourself up for a successful week. And as you know or may not know, I'm entering week 3 of my reverse and I am determined to have the best week yet in terms of my reverse. So the first thing is accountability, and you have to give yourself some accountability. You have to first and foremost be honest with yourself about what you've been doing that maybe you can improve on or that you want to improve on. So that is what I'm doing for this week. And with that being said, accountability for me, it's always helpful if I make my goals known. So if I share them with others, and typically I share them with you guys, and that helps keep me accountable and you guys keep me feeling motivated to work on my goals. So with that being said, I was toying with daily vlogging this week. So if you would like me to daily vlog up until Jason and I go on vacation, let me know. I think it'd be kind of fun. I miss vlogging every day. So let me know because like I said, it does help keep me accountable. So that's number one. What keeps you accountable? Is it writing your goals down? Is it telling someone that you know is kind of going to help support you? Find a way to hold yourself accountable. Most of you guys have social media in one form or another, whether it's your Instagram or Twitter. So maybe start revving that up and set yourself up to post every day of the week, something different that keeps you feeling positive and keeps you feeling motivated. So that's the first thing you need to do. This video is going to be kind of rambly because I'm just going to share with you a bunch of different things, but for myself, this morning, my normal routine on the weekend is get up and go, and I just go to the gym and do it fasted, and I don't think about anything else. And this morning I woke up and I felt really weak, I felt hungry, and normally that kind of subsides, but it didn't. And I'm like, why am I fighting this? Why am I going to go to the gym, be really hungry, probably have a sluggish workout, and then come home and want to eat my face off for 3 hours? So instead, I relaxed all morning, I cuddled with Bruce, I ate a huge ass breakfast, which you guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably should. I'm gonna head inside. Follow me on Instagram because a lot of stuff that I don't post on YouTube, like workout ideas and what I'm eating and things like that, you can usually find, oh wow, it's really dark in here. So you can usually find other stuff like that on Instagram if you want to follow me there. On my Insta stories, I try to kind of, throw in some little tips there as well. I was talking about following myself on Instagram, but I guess what I was saying is, be okay with doing something different if you need to. It's okay to deviate from your typical plan. And that's what I did this morning. Instead of just getting up and going, I decided, you know what? I'm tired, I'm hungry. It's Sunday morning. Why don't I just relax a little bit, eat some breakfast with my boy Bruce the Moose, hang out, and then go to the gym and have a good workout feeling energized. And I actually really enjoyed that this morning. It worked out very well. I allowed my body to digest. I cuddled with Bruce, and then I went to the gym and I had a really good shoulder session. I felt like I could lift really heavy. I felt very energized, did my cardio, did some grocery shopping. I'm home, it's mid-afternoon, and I still have a good amount of energy. So I think that worked well for me today. So don't be afraid to deviate from what is normal for you to stay on track. Sometimes you do need a little change and maybe you do need to do things different. So don't be afraid to do that. Respect your body and honor it. If you're feeling like you need to eat first thing when you wake up in the morning, then do that. So, just be in tune with your body and what it's telling you. I'm about to have lunch, and one thing I want you to remember to have a successful week is you do need to plan when it comes to your food. Now, I just told you, listen to your body, deviate from the plan if you need to. However, with your food choices, if you're someone that can easily get derailed by going into work and people bringing in pizza or having candy and random things like that, you need to kind of know what type of person you are and what situations you do best in. And so for myself, I usually do best, regardless of being a flexible dieter, counting macros, I do the best going into each day having a plan with what I'm gonna eat for the day. And with that planning, for me to stay successful this week, as I am still hungry with lower macros, I need to think about what foods are gonna fill me up the most. What is really gonna satisfy me, not satisfy my cravings, but satisfy my body so that I'm feeling as full and satisfied as possible. So while I watched Jason eat his waffle sandwiches, his protein waffle sandwiches that look delicious, I thought about having one for a minute, and then I remembered, you know what, that's not gonna quite fill me up the way I need to. So I went with a little something else, which is originally what I had planned to eat. So for me, I'm going to have, it's kind of an odd concoction, you guys, maybe not that aesthetic, but I'm having some 95.5 ground beef with a little bit of low sugar ketchup. There is some butternut squash rice underneath it with a little bit of onion that I cooked up. Over in this corner, we have some of the Trader Joe's, what is it called? It's their like corn and bean salsa. I've got a serving of that. And that might be odd, but the Trader Joe's organic light or whatever, organic whipped cream cheese, it's light, I think, tastes so good. And I just like kind of plopping it on stuff and then letting it like melt and focus. I like to mix all my foods together, so I'll kind of blend that all up. But that is my tip for you guys going into the week. Have a plan with what you're gonna eat. If you're someone that tracks, or maybe you don't track, but think about it the day before, maybe you plan out and eat the same meals every single day of the week. I'm not that person. I do like to eat different stuff, different days of the week. So for me, it's important that each day I'm kind of thinking about what kinds of activities do I have going on the next day? What's my work schedule look like? What's my workout gonna be for the day? Is it a heavy leg day where I need to eat more? Take all those things into consideration and take some time to plan and play around with some meals that you know will satisfy you. And meals that you're gonna look forward to. You know, if you're packing tilapia and asparagus because you think that's what you have to eat to get back on track, you may dread eating that. And then if that was me, I wouldn't wanna eat it, and it would probably just sit there and I would eat something else. So try to think of some foods that sound good to you, like this meal to me that I'm having right here. It's something different. Just whipped a few different things in there, mixed it up, and that excites me and will also fill me up. So just have some fun with it, but you have to take the time to plan. Also have a big thing of this berry sangria Crystal Light. Super good. My big cup. My next tip for you guys with being successful, getting back on track, and having a good week is knowing your triggers. And in terms of food, there can be a lot of different things that trigger you, or what I like to say are a gateway, meaning, you know, there's certain things, if you give yourself a little bite, you know it's gonna be the gateway to just having at it the rest of the day. So you gotta be aware what your triggers are. And for example, right now I'm getting ready to film, well, Jason's gonna film the Tiger Fitness video that we do once a week. And sometimes that's a trigger for me, not necessarily to like go off my diet, but sometimes I make these yummy, delicious things and then I can't even taste them or eat them, and I'll want to eat them. So how I go about handling that is, number one, I make this guy eat them. So he's almost always the taste tester. Not always, it really depends on the recipe, the day, where my macros are at. I like to taste my recipes, obviously, before I put them out on the YouTubes, but Jason will be the taste tester. And normally what we do, and this is a common question I get asked a lot too, is what do you do with all those leftovers? Because you know, I do my share of single serve recipes, but a lot of times I make large amounts of stuff. So what we always do is pretty much pack things either right up and ship them off with Jay to go to work, and he feeds PJ. What's up, PJ? If you're watching
Shout out, PJ.
Shout out, PJ.
What up?
Salty Sasquatch, right? Is that his Twitter handle?
Yeah.
So we usually feed PJ, and Jason will take the stuff with him to work. Or there's been times too where we'll just put it right in the trash. And I know that sounds horrible, but sometimes that's just how we deal with it. Because I know for me, look, if I make some delicious brownies, even if they're healthy, and I have them laying around all week, I'm probably gonna be like nibbling on them in addition to what I'm doing. I'm not saying that I can't have brownies around, I can. But in terms of like getting back on track, it's best for me to be pretty strict, you know, to be back on track. I want to follow things to a T, so I kind of want to just eliminate any of those temptations. And another thing that brings me to as well, I get asked this a lot too with being at work, how you handle with the little munching and the snacking and things like that. Look, it's pretty cut and dry. You have to be disciplined, and when I'm in prep, it's basically nothing's enough. To me, I always have the option to eat whatever I want, but I tell myself no, like I'm not gonna indulge in anything at work. So anytime people would offer me stuff, it was like an automatic no. And people just kind of learned if I was in prep not to offer me stuff, but you know, for me, it was just like I shut it off, you know, like at work, I'm eating what I bring with me to work, and that's kind of the plan for the day, and that's what I'm sticking to. And you need to know that about yourself. Some of us have to be that disciplined. I'm not one of those people that can say, yeah, I'll just take one cookie, or I'll just take one bite of pizza. That's not me. That's not your girl. If I'm going bite of pizza, I'm going 3 to 4 slices deep, and then I'm probably gonna have some donuts afterwards, okay? Because I'm just gonna go big. So if you know this about yourself, you need to go to work prepared, and you need to just choose to stick with your plan. It takes a lot of discipline, yes, but that's what you need to do. The more you practice that discipline, the easier it gets. It just gets easy. So with that said, I'm about to make a delicious brownie. Jason and I just got back from a little, what's my hair doing? Leisurely walk. We went for a good walk. I'd say it was probably like almost a 3-mile walk we went for. And that reminded me of another tip for you guys, is making sure you're also incorporating things into your week that help you de-stress, things that you enjoy. You know, it's great to follow your macros, it's great to get your workouts done, but you also have to do things that keep you grounded, keep you feeling relaxed and stress-free, and that just makes the whole process so much easier. You know, if you feel like you're constantly going and going each day and not having any time to enjoy things you enjoy, you can get run down real easily and lose your motivation. I find for me, regardless of how much I have going on, regardless of how busy Jason and I both get, we always try to carve out a little bit of time for each other, you know, to go on a movie date or go for a walk, or even just like play with Bruce together in the backyard. And so those are really important things too, and I think that can help with having a successful week. So with having a successful week, for me, what I'm going to do, and I'll show you guys after I do it, I'm gonna kind of plot out my whole week, Monday through Friday, just my work week, not so concerned with the weekend. I'm gonna plot out Monday through Friday and figure out what workouts, like I'm working on what days I'm doing my cardio, and I'm also gonna kind of like schedule in any other appointments or to-dos that I have for the week so that I can have it in front of me and kind of look at it. And while I may know it up here, for me, I'm a visual person, and it helps me if I put it on paper to kind of see it and keep myself accountable. So that's another suggestion for you guys as well. So I'm gonna do that after I eat my dinner, and then I'll share with you what I have plotted out for my week of success. Right now I'm in the process of getting ready to put my MTS blueberry muffin cheesecake in the oven. Normally I'm making this for Jason. I'm actually making it for myself this week. While I had said my plan is to eat the most nutrient-dense foods as possible and make smart choices with foods that are gonna fill me up, I also have to be realistic with knowing myself and knowing how I am and to stay successful. So for me, it's usually not realistic for me to not have anything sweet all week. That's just, it's not gonna happen. It's not how I'm programmed. I'm probably never gonna change that. I have a sweet tooth, so I've always learned to kind of work with it. And with that, I feel like to set myself up for success this week, just saying balls to the wall, I'm just gonna eat all whole foods and not have anything sweet would probably set me up for failure. So I want to have something ready to go in the fridge if I'm having a sweet craving, something that's not going to be bad for me. So for those of you that probably know, my cheesecake is comprised of whey protein. All it is whey protein. I gotta mix it up more. Fat-free cream cheese, fat-free Greek yogurt, some Splenda, and some eggs and some vanilla. And that's it. And then you bake it. And it's really, really good. So it's a kind of a pretty high protein, low carb cheesecake, and it tastes really good. So I'm gonna make that so I have it on hand in my fridge, and I'm gonna cut it into, you know, just little slices so I've got it if I need it. So that's another thing to think about and to plan for yourself, what to have on hand. The other thing is, I know with macros being low still, I need to have those little things extra that kind of help fill my appetite if I need it. Sometimes it's just like that placebo effect of knowing you have something. So for me, I've shown you guys before, but my biggest things that get me through when I'm out of macros are the sugar-free pickles. Whoop, sorry. Yes, there's still carbs in them, but you can have like a decent amount, and they're, you know, they're very tasty. I like those. So I have those on hand. And then I usually always have a stash too of sugar-free Jellos that, you know, are just what, 1 gram of protein and 5 calories. So if I need to have a couple of those bad boys, Jello's basically a liquid. Yeah, it's got artificial sweeteners and dyes in it and whatnot, but if you need it, you have it. The other thing too, sometimes I like to do at the end of the night if I'm having a sweet tooth, is I really like the Tim Hortons decaf K-Cups. So I'll make one of those up. And usually what I put with that bad boy is some almond milk. I do have sugar-free creamer. I might use a little of that. And then the better stevia, dark chocolate, and that's all we have right now. I like the French vanilla one too. So those are some of my go-tos. So I think it's important that you also have your go-tos and have a list of go-tos that kind of get you through if you need it. So the other thing for me is like cucumbers, because I don't even count cucumbers. There's like barely anything in them. I don't have any right now, but that's another staple I have on hand. So if I get that end of the night panic, like, oh my God, I'm out of macros and I'm hungry, and you get anxious that you have to wait so long, have some of those staples, you know. Think about those things that you can have available to keep you successful. So I'm gonna put my cheesecake in the oven now. So I thought I'd share with you guys kind of what I plotted out for this week. I think what I might do that I used to do when I was like tracking my training, my prep training, I did this before, and with my marathons, I used to print out, like online, you can print out just like a free calendar. That way I can see it on the calendar and maybe put it on the fridge. But anyways, for now I just wrote it in my journal so that I can look at it, but just wrote out the days of the week, obviously. And then for now I just plotted out what I'm gonna do for my workout, if it's a rest day or not, which I think I'm gonna do tomorrow. So my workout, my cardio, when I'm doing my refeed. So I've got all my workouts on here. I also have a couple appointments this week. Going to a concert next weekend with my sister. And then over here I just wrote like a few other to-dos since Jason and I are going on vacation 8 days. So I have like a few errands I want to run this week, and, you know, appointments, get my hair did, all that kind of stuff. So I at least wrote it out, so I have my plan going into the week. So if I'm kind of having a day where I'm just like, well, I don't want to think about it, I don't want to deal with it, I can just look at this and not deviate from the plan. And my other goal too, just to kind of help me, I track everything in my Fitness Pal, but I think what I'll do is write in here after the day what my finishing macros were, to kind of like, you know, check it off. Did I hit my protein, my carbs, my fat? How did I do overall? And just to kind of, just a little incentive to keep myself going, like give myself a little smiley face or something lame like that, but whatever works, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed all the tips that I gave you. Hopefully you can find something helpful in there. Maybe it's stuff you've done before, but sometimes it's good to just kind of amp yourself up a bit, you know? And I've pretty much been using this video as a pep talk for myself, obviously, to get in the zone for this week and make it a great week. And sometimes that's all you need to do. You have to amp yourself up and be excited about things. If you're not excited about it, you're not gonna stick to it. You're not gonna wanna do it. So, you know, maybe you're not excited to diet this week or do your cardio, but fake it till you make it and try to find a way to make it fun and, you know, make it like a fun little challenge somehow that makes you want to do it. You have to want to do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more vlogs this week, and keep checking back for more.